So, God First, Woman, Son, and Shame kind of inspired to make this video after talking with a few of my Mormon missionaries. Just wanted to let everybody know even further more about what's going on with your boy and so on. So, here's what my calling is and or what my calling is rooted in. You know, pastoring the lands. And a big part of what that is I want to go to pretty much various, if not all churches, see what they all got in common, what they all differ, see what I can God first pick and choose, take from all these different churches to further everybody's faith in Jesus. Because what that means is that they keep trying to tell my Mormon friends, you're not going to get everybody to buy into your religion. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, I do feel like, like I said, do I have a Mormon calling to an extent in terms of, I don't believe that God introduced me to them the way he did randomly while walking my dog last year. I don't think he invited me into their house and paved the path for me to meet with their people for no good reason. I do think it has to do with, again, let's see what we can learn, build, and grow together and further the faith. But I want everybody to understand, no matter which religion you belong to, there's different religions for a reason, and you're just not going to get everybody to agree with one. And that's what I keep godly trying to express to my Mormon friends, and godly they don't disband me for it, because I want them to understand that. You're not going to get everybody, and they pretty much told me, we're never going to disband you. That's not happening. We love you. It's just, it's just we got our job to do, and we just can't spend every waking moment talking to you about it if you're not, dare I say, looking, or if you're not, you don't feel that calling, or whatever the case is, and so on. Because here's the thing, I already got baptized back in 2018 after my graduation from Mount East High School. And like I say, if I'm called back to the table to get it again, because do I believe once saved, always saved, in terms of, I guess, if that has anything to do with baptism? Yeah, I do definitely believe that in terms of, it's like saying if you get baptized, I do believe it I guess it ties into your workings. It ties into the fruits of which you bear. Fruits out which I've been bearing have been plentiful, delightful for years and years and years. Before the baptism and even after the baptism. Before the baptism, I felt the calling. I need this seal. I got it, and I feel whole, and I feel warm and comfortable and ready to go every day. And so, I'm not against getting baptized into 100 different churches, because I'm going to be going to like 100 different churches over the next how many years. We got so many churches in Jacksonville, Orlando, you name how many different places I want to go, and I want to venture off, and I want to journey, and I want to see what they got, and I want to see what I can do to help uplift different churches, different religions, and so on. Godly enough. I'm not trying to uplift any cults or false prophets, but you get the point. But like I said, I don't know if I'll, whenever I'll put this video in public, but I want people to understand this. There's a reason why we have multiple religions. There's a reason why. And I'm going to tell you this, God's my judge and witness, the best way is to phrase this. It has a lot to do with your calling, not what tickles your ears. A lot to do with your calling and what you feel, again, as if, this one strikes you like a brick wall of like, this is real, this is where you should go. You can't deny it because 2 + 2 = 4, not 5, etc. So what that is to say, God bless the Mormon religion. Anybody that wants to know more and more about them, look them up, see what they're about, and try to get yourself involved, because I do believe very much diligently. I am a spokesman for God, and I do believe that very much. So I wouldn't mind, like I said, becoming a spokesman for more churches, and definitely in this case, Mormonism. I wouldn't mind doing that. But it definitely all depends on timing, depends on education of what the heck I'm talking about, and it depends on where we can agree and work together in fellowship when it comes to what's printed in the Book of Mormon, let alone in the Holy Bible and other people's Bibles and so on. That's a big part of what it depends on. It absolutely 110% depends on. So a part of that is, ladies and gentlemen, if I do get baptized again for any reason, / if I, feel that calling again, because I did just say that I feel like if you get it once and you continuously are, following through with the works and so on, unless you somehow feel it, feel it in your soul. You need it again. And I don't feel it in my soul that I need it again. I really don't feel like I do. It's almost like my conversation with them, with the Mormons is almost, how do I, work with your church, without getting baptized into it, which is somewhat dumb, and God forgive me if it's a contradiction to everything I've already said in this video, but God, my judge wins. That's kind of what because that's, it's dumb because it kind of gets me a little bit mentally scared of, wait a minute, because I want to go out there and I want to pass the lands with like 100 different churches. So it's like, wait a minute, you tell me I have to get baptized like 100 times to do that, Because again, like I said, especially if you were to go with the once saved, always saved mechanism, or you were to go with, an ounce of that, a shred of that, I should only have to get it once, and I'm, permanently sealed forever. As long as my works, my works, my fruits, keep on reflecting it with my baptism and so on. And so if what I'm saying makes sense, I hope everybody, actually whether it makes sense or not, pray for me, pray for yourself, pray for your calling, because I do want all my Mormon friends to understand. Vice versa, like I halfway got scared on our call that we had within the last hour, I love all my friends no matter which religion you are. I don't really almost care which religion you are. But who am I kidding? I kind of do and I kind of don't. In terms of, I don't care about it in terms of, I'm not going to let that deter me from being your friend and learning with you, building with you, and growing with you. We're all humans that fall short of God's grace, But that's in terms of don't care. But the care in terms of, I do want to know what you believe and how we can grow together in a fellowship and so on. And you know what I just realized? What I literally just realized? Last year, I think on my birthday, or last year, whenever that was last year, birthday June 11th, sometime last year, I was driving by Orange Park High School, right? I was driving by Orange Park High School in Clay County. They have a Mormon church right next door to them. Literally, they have a Mormon church right next door to them in Orange Park. Orange Park High School has a Mormon church right there next door to them, and so on. And so what that means is vice versa to all my Mormon friends. If any of you ever watch this video, love you. And like I say, I'm more than happy, more than willing to, break the beat down with you and see where we can go, furthering the faith, furthering your religion and more, because I do believe that God has aligned everything in our path for a reason, for me to meet y'all and so on. I think that God does want me to not just with the Mormon religion, but other churches and other religions, depending on again where they're centered towards. He wants me to bring these things to the forefront, of my fame monster and so on, as it keeps on growing, because I am NJ to the city. Born for greatness, bound for glory, and a bunch of other stuff like that. And God, my judge, witness of whether anything I've said in this video thus far is a contradiction or not. I try not to be a hypocrite. I try not to be a walking contradiction. Forgive me if I ever do misrepresent myself and I am a walking contradiction. Forgive me. It's not my intention. I know how to be firm in my beliefs and stand my ground. But God, my judge wins, because again, I'm weak, and I guess you could say because I'm a human, and so on. At times I don't. Other times I do. Other times I represent myself expertly well, and so on. Other times I'm weak, and I get caught slipping, and I contradict myself, and I fall all over myself, and it's one big mess. But I do believe I do believe in the Mormons. I do believe that I am a spokesman for God, because I got way too many opinions not to be, and I know right from wrong on so many different levels. And I'm way too articulate with not just my words, but just how I break the beat down, to everybody. I definitely believe that I am a spokesman for God, let alone called to be a spokesman for God. And that's one of the type of reasons what I meant when I mean by like born for fame, love being famous, and a bunch of other stuff like that. In terms of like, hey, if I'm going to be famous, let me be famous for the right reasons. Yeah, let me be famous for being a spokesman for God. Let me be famous for pastoring the lands. Let me be famous for spreading the gospel to ignite the flame to up level the glory, if I phrase all that right, and so on. So yeah, God bless all my Mormon friends. Like I say, whenever, like I say, if a second baptism, or particularly in this case, a baptism into your church, into your religion is meant, I will keep looking out for the signs of it, because like I say, I do believe that, once saved, at least in my case, once saved, always saved, with the with when I was baptized the first time into the Baptist church that I was at, and I don't believe I need another one. But again, as I said 100 times, baptism never hurt anybody. Baptism just like reading the Bible, just like praying. It all goes hand in hand. It don't hurt nobody. All it does is get you closer and closer to Jesus and get you more and more saved than what you already were. And I do believe, like I say, whenever my calling is to get, baptized into the Mormon religion, I'll definitely, take that upon myself, and I'll definitely, own it, because like I told you before, I want to, go to different churches, and I want to grow the faith with different people, different backgrounds, and be a spokesman for all these churches, a spokesman for God through all these churches, and just see where we God first get with it. And I do believe the Mormon religion is absolutely a part of that. Let alone Mormon religion is an absolute, and absolutely part of that. I feel like God put y'all in my way for a reason, and put me in your domain for a reason, and whatever I can do to further the Mormon religion to the world stage, and show everybody how God works through it, let alone how God works through it to get to Him through Jesus. If any of that makes sense, let's all do it. And like I say, one of the last things that I can, forgive me if again anything I'm saying this sounds like a direct contradiction. I try not to be, but sometimes I guess my words can get jumbled up where maybe I absolutely am one. God forgive me. I'm I want to say I'm broken. We're all broken, just some are more broken than others. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning, growing, building, and evolving. And I do believe that, everybody out there can understand that, believe in that, and let's just keep on growing with it. And other than that, like I say, other than that, it's amazing. Well, I want to close this video with I forgot. But like I say, that timing does make sense of, like I said before, Orange Park High School has a Mormon church right next door to it. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. And so in terms of, and I ain't gonna lie, I feel home in the Mormon religion. I ain't gonna lie, I feel home. I may not understand, all of what it details and involves, because I'm still new to the whole darn thing, but I do feel home in the Mormon religion, and I very much do feel like that's a definitely part of my calling in some type of way. It's just I don't feel, the call. I just don't feel the calling to get baptized into their church right now. I feel the calling to definitely lead their church, be a be a spokesman for their church, for their religion, but I don't feel called to get baptized into into their church, into their religion right now. And that's and that's and that's a big part of it. God, my judge and witness, because like saying, if I can represent all these different churches, and not get baptized 100 times, I think that would, against vice versa, answer all my questions, or that would again be the I want to say that'd be automatically the best end all be all, because like I said, I feel like I do believe in, I guess you could say I do believe in that once saved always saved rhetoric. So that's to an extent, which is why I'm thinking to myself, why do I need to get baptized again and again and again and again to represent all these different churches when I know what my calling details specifically for me. But like I said, I'm always open to learning, building, growing with everybody for better and for worse. Just keep praying for me on this path that I find out what's there and how I can take it to the next level and evolve with it. Pray for me, pray for yourself, because for better and for worse, I am a spokesman for God. I love giving all these articulate opinions and helping us all, grow and engage in fruitful fellowship, so we can all learn, build, and grow, and just own it through Christ. And whatever else, playful ways I can put it. But also this, to all my Mormon friends, really any church out there, I think that's one of the top things that I definitely look forward to telling, conversating with the Mormons about more often, is that you're not going to get people to your church by telling them that you're the only way. That like this is the one true church, you're just not going to do it. I think you're gonna lose more souls than you're gonna gain telling people that the Mormon religion, let alone just any religion, any forward religion in general, just any one religion, is the pathway to the kingdom. I think you're going to lose more than what you gain. And you're going to be labeled a cult automatically. But that's just my opinion. Morgan, I'm assuming you brought him in. NJ to the city out. God bless.